Gotta set all my stuff up here. Let this live stream populate on YouTube. There we go. Mm, Let me silence myself on this point. There we go. So I can chat. Alrighty. What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you. Check out my live stream earlier. This is an unplanned live stream. Usually I'm on around this time. But I was talking earlier about Biden pardoning his son. I wasn't very shocked about that at all. Um, where can a Jamaican man find a good, honest woman these days? Probably somewhere close to God's true temple, man. Hopefully, you um, have some kind of faith in the God of Abraham. You might be able to find somebody there. Um, but we are talking about the Democratic coat game still. And you know what's interesting to me? And it just shows you how demonic and double talking a lot of these talking heads on either side can be. Is you had all of these Democratic people who are now saying the obvious out loud. They are they feel more, you know, open to express their true feelings about things in the party, these candidates, all the quiet parts out loud that everybody else who's not a Democrat was able to hear. A lot of these people just were not hearing it, right? So obviously, many of them just really didn't believe. For some reason, I'm shocked that the Democrats are taking it the way that they're taking it. And that really leads me to believe that they really thought that they had a chance of winning with Kamala Harris, which is really sad. Very sad. Very sad. But, now you have all these Democrats who are kind of turning on each other, and they're kind of expressing themselves and their disdain. And Chuck Todd is one of them. Chuck Todd is really coming out of his shell. And he's saying that, and I've said this before in previous videos recently, Biden did that shit on purpose. Biden did that shit on purpose. I don't know if it was his inner bigot or what it was, but Biden did that shit on purpose. I believe that Joe Biden, this is just my belief, that Joe Biden knew that the party was going to flip him out with Kamala Harris in that second term. Matter of fact, I believe that. I that whole time with the Biden, I'm like, okay, I see where the Democrats are going with this. They're going to have to pathway Kamala Harris to the presidency through Biden, right? But I don't think Biden was all on board with that. Like, I'm thinking that, see, now Biden might have thought that, he could go the distance with 2 terms and that he should be the nominee. And then he drops out of the race super duper late, which just which confirmed my suspicions that, he did not want Kamala Harris to be successful. That window that he gave, when they're having to flip, to Kamala Harris very late in the game, I don't think that the Democrats really like the fact that Biden did not come out sooner and say and turn it over to Kamala. And now you got them playing the blame game. They are playing the blame game. You got George Clooney blaming Obama. Talking about, how did Obama force you to write anything, George Clooney? How did Obama persuade you? Like, I mean, you are your own man. You have your own convictions. And you even, even though you knew Biden was a great candidate choice, you also knew that Kamala Harris wasn't either, George Clooney. That's why you were like, hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. These people are double talking demons. But here's Chuck Todd. What you talking about, Chuck? What are you lamenting about, Chuck?
Um, And there is you want to get angry, just as somebody in just all these mixed emotions.
Make us.
You read the.
He said, "Wait a minute." He said, "You want to get angry? Just all these mixed emotions. Get us angry, Chuck. Get us angry."
Just as somebody in just all these mixed emotions. You read the Hallie Biden transcript, and that's.
He said, "Read the Hallie Biden transcript." He said, "That's Bo's widow." Anybody read the Hallie Biden transcript? If you have, can y'all just go ahead and drop it in the link? I'd love to read the Hallie Biden transcript. Sometimes I like a little secular reading, a little juiciness, and I love the fact juiciness versus the fiction. So if y'all got that Hallie Biden, what she say? What you say, Truck? The Hallie Biden transcript. Anybody got access to that? Hook a sister up. I want to read it. That sounds like some tea, according to Chuck Todd.
In just all these mixed emotions. You read the Hallie Biden transcript, and that's Bo's widow.
Bo Biden widow.
And essentially he turned her into a crack addict. And this was all happening in 2017.
Who turned Hallie Biden into a crack addict? Was it Bo Biden, Joe Biden, or Hunter Biden? Which one turned her into a crack addict? This is Chuck Todd giving us tea, but I need to know which one of them, which one of the Biden men turned Hallie Biden into a crack addict. Who turned Joe's or Bo Biden's wife into a crackhead?
Yes. And essentially he turned her into a crack addict. And this was all happening in 2017, 2018. And Joe Biden were so concerned about their family that they decided to run for president.
Yep.
So when you talk about the word selfish, it's almost like the word doesn't, their decision to run for president put the entire Democratic Party and the United States of America in the position that it's in now.
Damn, Chuck Todd is really expressing himself. This is the real Chuck Todd. This is we don't have anything to lose, guys, so we might as well express our true feelings, right? And Chuck Todd is giving us his true feelings, right? He said that Biden and Jill, the Bidens, making a decision to run for president, right, during a time where their family was going through some addictions and issues like that, right? Chuck Todd is saying that was very selfish of him. It was very selfish of Joe Biden to run for office, period, right? Like everything about Joe Biden running for president at this stage in the game in his life is selfish and narcissistic at best. But Chuck is really saying the part out loud that so many people have been seeing. And the Democratic media machine, obviously, they have been suppressing their people so they can't express their true feelings. They got to stick to the scripts of the echo chamber, right? The echo chamber is saying that, this is the talking point. This is the word of the day. This is the script of the day. And this is what they have to go and fuck your feelings, Chuck, right? So basically, Chuck is now at liberty, especially because I think his network is on the chopping block anyways. Is Elon still threatening to purchase MSNBC? But, Chuck is like, I'm going to be real, right? At this stage in the game, I ain't got nothing to lose but being real. And Chuck is telling us.
The entire Democratic Party and the United States of America in the position that it's in now.
He looks disgusted. He looks disgusted. Chuck Todd looks very disgusted at the outcome of this election, right? Let me get into some comments. What's going on, chat? I see you. Let me go up here so that I can give you, what's up, Mr. Coolio? Oh, I saw you. You looking for Mr. Coolio is looking for an honest-hearted woman. So if y'all can point him to somewhere to find one, that would be great. You said, do I need to be Democrat to find a good, honest woman? Why would you want to be a Democrat? That has nothing to, and matter of fact, let me tell you about these Democratic women. I'm glad you segued into my other thing that I saw where these people are coping. So apparently the Democratic women are sterilizing themselves. because they have bought into the fervor that, obviously their body, their choice, all that mumbo jumbo stuff, it's going to go away under Trump. So these bras are sterilizing themselves. Let me see if I can see my guy, my favorite little British dude. He be just going off. What is his name? Jeez. Is it? Let me see. Let me see. God, I just saw his notification too, and I saw the video. He's talking about these bras are going around sterilizing themselves. Let me see if I can find it. It's a sterilization. And some of these bras are so damn ugly. I'm like, you are doing society a whole favor, baby. Okay, so hosts react to liberals sterilizing themselves after Trump win. All right, this is on Fox. And I saw another
folks, it is
person
time for
with Daily Wire just creeping up all kinds of commercials for their stuff. And anybody check in for the Daily Wire like that? I don't check for the Daily Wire like that. There were some rumor mills that they may be allegedly departing ways with Brett Cooper. Segment. That girl that looked like Ben Shapiro. I thought she was Ben Shapiro in a wig for a very, very long time. And then I realized they were two separate people. I'm like, how is he thinning his eyebrows like that? But makeup has a lot of illusions. But I literally thought Brett Cooper was Ben Shapiro in a wig for a long time. I'm like, are they trying to pull the old okey doke on us? But apparently she is her own person. Here we go. What you talking about, Kelly McEnany? They did not bring Kelly McEnany with the binder back to be the White House press secretary. I am disappointed. I like Kelly with the binder.
An outrage over President-elect Trump's win over Vice President Kamala Harris. But now listen to this. Women are getting sterilized after Donald Trump's victory, saying it's their only option. Newsweek spoke to 5 women who have undergone the procedure or plan to do so in the wake of the election. The women say they did it over their fear that the Trump administration will take away their reproductive rights. One told the outlet she felt, quote, the election tied her hands. Emily.
She said that the election tied her hands, that she didn't want to have any surgery, right? But because Trump has won, it forced her to go ahead and expedite making this decision, sterilizing herself so that she can never have children. And then I saw another video of a young woman, and she also said that she did it about 3 years ago when, I guess, with the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And this is what these demonic broads on the liberal side are doing. And, again, I'm going to reiterate, if you're a person of faith, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you're not a believer or you're a Satanist, this won't resonate to you. But the gift that God gave mankind that he did not give the spiritual brothers is that mankind can procreate. That is the one thing that makes mankind like God. And it is the one gift that he gave to us that he did not give to the angels. They had to go and steal it. Again, that's how we got the Nephilim and them little dinosaur fossils that we see on Earth today. Right? But off of that, all of this stuff is anti-God in so many different ways. And it just shows you the high level of demonism that exists, among humanity. But also when you're just isolating it to political parties, these liberals, their ideology about life, everything that they represent is anti-God at its very, very core. It is anti-God. Anytime you do things to usurp the union of man and woman, anytime you do things to usurp the divine balance of humanity, which is to procreate, right? You are anti-God. And, societies suffer gravely from people who are anti-God, because then you're talking about a reduction in population, meaning a reduction in eventually innovation. United States have a very dying aged population, right? And yet the liberals, they insist on, in very colorful ways, empowering women to have this feminist mindset that because it's your body, your choice, and you can choose not to create life, which is a gift, right? That you know, like I said, they're coming up with all of these creative ways to infiltrate the minds of these young women, to divorce them and really make them abhor, the divinest gift that a woman could have, which is having a child. And a lot of these women, I will say, um, who don't have children, they try to convince everybody that they're just so happy with their dog and their cats. But these women are very they're miserable. Those animals do not give them meaning, even though they have been conditioned to believe that being an animal mom is the way to have meaning, as you are buying into all these irrational, anti God, feminist ideologies. Feminism and chauvinisms are spirits of the devil, and people who manifest those spirits, they are of the devil. And we pray for them. We pray for them to get that wickedness out of their souls, right? Because it's never going to work well for you or society.
I want to delve deeper into that individual who said that. Let's pull this up. This is Newsweek. Last week, a 39-year-old from Washington State, that is very young, who did not want to be named, underwent a bilateral salpingectomy. Hopefully I said that right, in which her fallopian tubes were removed. Quote, "I am not happy that I felt forced into a surgery. I did not want to alter my body. I feel like the election tied my hands, forced me to be sterilized. This is horrible." She says,
this shit is just as demonic as these mentally ill so-called doctors and pediatrician convincing 10, 12, 13, 14-year-old girls to remove healthy breasts so that they can be anti-God and try to transform themselves into a male. Right? This is the same thing. It is the same thing where you are removing healthy body parts so that you can buy into Satanism, right? And you put your body at risk doing that. But I can guarantee you that many of these women down the road, they're going to regret making this decision, just like those broads who are regretting getting their BBLs right now. They're going to regret that decision because one day, when they do stop trying to be better than men and above men, they may meet a man and they may want to settle down with him, and he may want children from them. And she's going to have to say to him, "I can't give you children because when Donald Trump won, I was so irrational that I went and sterilized myself." This is a damn shame. This is demonic and a damn shame. This is just, woof. Lord have mercy, the devil got these people busy.
With Trump's victory, we quickly learned my choice to cancel the surgery had been taken away. What does she mean by that?
What? I'm sorry. I view that as the most perverted joke of someone who is totally missing the point. And that is that President Donald Trump actually empowers every single person, that their vote actually counts, that the Roe v. Wade being overturned meant that it restored the power to the people on the individual level, on the state basis. And I wish that that person had used clearly the platform that she was granted and clearly the money that she has to better use, which would be for advocacy, for local elections, for local community work, and for actually educating others rather than totally destroying her body. And when you contrast,
and then she said something absurd at the end. She said that when Trump won, she was forced to do the surgery. Like, let me go back and say, like, she couldn't cancel the surgery. She was forced into, let me see, go back.
Forced into a surgery. I did not want to alter my body. I feel like the election tied my hands, forced me to be sterilized. This is horrible. She says, with Trump's victory, we quickly learned my choice to cancel the surgery had been taken away. What does she mean by
What does she mean by that? How the hell do you mean that your choice to cancel the surgery was taken away? Like, I mean, it's really simple. If you say, I can't make this appointment, I'm going to have to cancel it, then their thing is, okay, then we're going to have to reschedule you way out somewhere, right? But nobody can force you to get some surgery. Like, nobody can force you to go and sterilize yourself. You still have to show up at the place to get it done. So how is anybody forcing you to do this? These people are
I'm sorry, I
don't
view that
understand
as the
it.
most
I don't
perverted
understand
joke
it. It's like
of
mental illness
someone who is
5.0.
totally missing the point. And that is
This
that
is just
clearly the
really
platform that she
weird.
would pull elections for local community work and for actually educating others rather than totally spare her insane interpretation of this president who is assumed in home today, and she has the money to elect to destroy her body and any hope for reproduction for the most insane interpretation of this president who is assuming office. I am shocked, and who I feel the most horrified for and the most sorry for are her parents.
Well, it's not just the women, it's the men too. I thought all the liberal men got their vasectomies at the DNC. Apparently not. So let's pull up this headline. Vasectomies rise 1,200% after Donald Trump election win. And to that, we go to our resident male, Brian
I'm
Kilmeade.
telling you, look at what Satan, the devil, is doing to these people. Look at what the devil got these people doing on the liberal side, right? You got you got men and women sterilizing themselves, betraying the divine balance, right? These people, and they're doing this because of political fervor, right? They're doing it because of political fervor. It's insane to me. Let me get to the comment section. She's going to blame somebody else for her surgery. No accountability. I agree. I'm like, no, right. How you blaming folks for you're not able to cancel a surgery? Just don't show up if you didn't want to do it. Now she's saying she was forced to do this after she is irrationally making the decision to do it in the first damn place. I mean, her whole premise for doing this is about Donald Trump. Like, what is wrong with these maniacs? This is so weird. Let me see. Yeah, I would hope that this isn't a large percentage of women. You said you bet it isn't even 1% of women. Any percentage of women thinking like this is just sad on society. It's sad on society, not because some of the ugly asses don't want to have kids, because quite frankly, society could do without them. It's just the pure rationality of some of these people when, somebody gets into office, they're like, I got to make this drastic decision. Ellen DeGeneres, I read, they should call her Ellen Degenerate. She moved out of the country in lieu of Trump's win, and apparently her mansion has been flooded just a week after she moved in. I'm telling you, the devil, he will show you, and God will show you that the devil is a liar, right? She over there dealing with a flooded ass mansion because her ass done jumped ship and went to another country because Trump won. These people are weird. These people are so weird. What's up, Ghetto Planet? Give some love to my mod. What is going on? Man, these people are Fruity Loops, right? They just out there ripping their insides out, literally. This takes on a whole different meaning. You know how people say, I was so angry, I ripped, and I wanted to just rip. But, they're literally ripping themselves to shreds, because they're so angry that Trump won. This is so mentally ill and sad, you guys. It really is. And then the guys over there getting themselves all nipped and snipped too.
Right. Thanks for not
Well,
answering
this is a
Emily's
great way
question.
to control the population. I would say that the World Economic Forum, they're like probably happy about this campaign. They're like, yes, liberals are sterilizing themselves. And if liberals are half of the country, then that's like half of our population control issue right there. And don't we love to see liberals sterilizing themselves? Come on now. We don't need more people like that in society. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're actually happy that liberals are sterilizing themselves. I'm just kind of curious to see what the group thinks. We're gonna do a little group think. If you're happy that liberals are sterilizing themselves, put a 1 in the chat, hit that like button, do whatever you want to do, but just show your celebration. These little irrational people are sterilizing themselves. I mean, it's like it's one of those things. It's a irrational decision, yes, but if demonic spirited people want to prevent themselves from producing more demonic spirited people, we should probably just let them do that. All right, just let's not judge too much there. All right. So speaking of judging, I did a video about a day ago. I think I did it last night. Man, my time be off. But I did a video about Serena Williams and people, talking about the rumors that she's been bleaching her skin. And Serena gets on the mic and she is pretty much denying that. So I want to go in. She's calling all of us out. She doesn't bleach.
I go back for a third time, and then I put just that neutral color that is actually my skin color. And no, for you haters out there, I do not bleach my skin. There is a thing called sunlight, and in that sunlight, you get different colors. And if I'm not posting,
I'm sorry, honey. I've been brown skinned all my life. And yes, we do get a little darker. I have my summer color. It's more of a reddish brown. In the winter, I'm more like a yellowish, reddish combination color brown. But our skin is not changing that drastically, Serena. So that was like a one kind of calling you BS on that. Like, I don't even know why she said that. Now, Serena could be wearing just super duper lighter makeup, but this brother posted a picture of Serena
posting and recorrecting my pictures and posting from my daughter's, what is it? She had a play that I was volunteering
and I'm
on.
looking at her doing her makeup right now, and I'm seeing a drastic lightening in, some of her undertones in this makeup that she's putting on. So Serena could be just wearing much lighter makeup
had stage makeup
and not
on. Yes,
bleaching
I'm calling
herself.
you out on this because it is ridiculous that everyone's like, "Oh, she bleaches skin." I'm a dark Black woman, and I love who I am, and I love how I look, and that's just not my thing. And if people do it, that's their thing, and they have every opportunity, and they should. I don't judge, but you guys do. But that's what this world is about, and I stay in my lane.
It's not about judging. It's about people looking at somebody and knowing what they look like all the time versus, them coming out looking a completely different way. And I hate it when people use judging, because they don't want to be accountable for the drastic shit that they're doing to themselves. That, you ever hear that song? What is it? Things to make you go, right? You can't be running around walking things that make you go, and then talk about somebody judging you, right? Serena does look lighter than her past self to me. And that she doesn't necessarily have to be bleaching. I mean, there's all kinds of other lightening creams that can kind of give you a slightly lighter complexion, but she does look lighter. And this brother, like I said, he posted a picture of Serena in 2016 and now, and it's like looking at Tito and Michael Jackson. It really is looking like Tito and Mike. So I don't know what you're doing to yourself, Serena. It really is your business. Obviously, fans are going to be looking at you. You know, you are an icon to many people. For many young black, brown skinned girls, you are an icon. So hopefully, you can kind of go to a makeup artist and have them match your skin. You got enough money to be able to buy makeup that actually matches your melanin skin. I used to be a big fan of Iman. I would holler at Iman or something, you know, or one of those brands, and see if the sister can hook you up. All right. Um, Honestly, Queen Latifah and Iman's cheap brands have always been my favorite and close to my, close to me. So go get yourself a black woman, honey, to do, to help you with that makeup combination. Because I don't know who's telling you to put on the white women's shades, but it's perplexing people that really love you and follow you and don't want to see you giving any inklets of self-hating or self-sabotaging. And, that's all I got to say about Serena on that. What's going on? Let me get back to my chat. Serena is lighter than Venus. I've always thought Venus was lighter than Serena. Like Serena, I see somebody got Sammy Sosa in there. Serena's starting to look like Sammy Sosa to me. She's starting to look like Sammy Sosa. I'm not sure what's going on with that face. But she is definitely looking like she's doing stuff, and it's like just age gracefully. Black don't even crack like that. Black don't even, deeply melanated women, we don't even age like that, right? Like, I mean, it takes a while. You got to be a crack whore as a black woman to just be aging like milk, okay? We don't, deeply melanated women do not age with the same, the same way as many women who are much lighter than us or lack the melanin that we have. And that's just real talk. You know what I mean? So, I don't understand why she would need to do a lot of that stuff for her. And again, you age gracefully. I'll be 42 very soon. I'm going to take the L on aging, but I'm not putting shit in my face. Y'all going to see my little wrinkles on my hand, on that. It's all going to be there because I'm not doing that. And if you a woman of God, you gonna age gracefully anyways, right? Especially if you're keeping the Sabbath. If you're keeping the Sabbath, you gonna age gracefully. All right. If you're fasting and you're drinking your water, you'll age gracefully. You don't need to be sitting up there putting all of those chemicals and concoctions in your face to prolong your youth. So she wants to be her natural color, not what the sun does to her skin being in the sun like she is. She's not in the sun anymore. Matter of fact, I've noticed Serena's, complexion changes, actually more after she really hasn't been playing that much. So, I don't really know. Serena seems to be getting lighter post being active in the game. So I don't know what you're seeing, but what I'm seeing is a progression of loss of melanin. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that progression, right? I knew them when they were playing tennis in the jungle on La Brea. All right, so Hex, let me ask you. I mean, are you saying that? What is your idea? Because when I'm looking at Serena, I'm looking at the same complexion. When we were little girls, when I was a little girl, when Serena was a little girl, we were about the same complexion. She might have been a little smidge bit darker than me, but not too much. And I ain't got no damn lighter, since I grown up. And I don't think it works like that. As you get older, you get lighter. Like I don't think it works like that. Um, yeah, that's what I agree with you. I do believe now that she's kind of shown this makeup and I can see the makeup, it is substantially lighter. She's not using makeup to highlight her deep brown chocolate. She's using makeup to whitewash it. And again, it's just it. I think that a lot of people would ask questions because here's the thing too, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not Serena Williams, okay? So I'm not a multi-millionaire. I can afford to run around looking like a bum and a ragamuffin at my leisure because I'm a born basic bitch and I'm okay with that, right? But that blonde wig that she was wearing looked nappier than the back of a cat's ass. I'm like, what the hell is going on with Serena, really? Because it was beyond the skin tone for me. I'm like, she is literally wearing this janky looking ass blonde wig, and it was just giving white chicks. She is really starting to look like the Wayans brothers to me when they played the white chicks. And that's all we want is for Serena to stop doing that. We don't want you to look like the Wayans brothers from White Chicks, right? And get that cat's ass off your head, honey. Because I don't know what the... Y'all go look at that video. I don't know what the hell was going on. I'm like, I know she got more money than that. I know she got more money than that. I know broke bitches on the east side of Detroit whose little blonde wigs look way better than that, right? And I never thought that dark skinned women look good, like good in all blonde. You know, I like blonde highlight, cool. I like a blonde highlight, but I always felt like we looked like Black and Milds. Like I always, when I looked at Nene Leakes, I always saw it Black and Mild. For some reason, like a wood tip, like the regular one, maybe the original, not the wood tip wine ones. She looked like dark skinned, brown, deep brown skinned women with brown, with blonde hair. We look like Black and Milds. We really do. We just really do. All right. Let's not talk about our sisters now. I'm not talking about our sisters, but we do need to sort of, be aware, right? And if we see one of our sisters are whitewashing herself, I think that is a conversation to have, because what we don't want is our other young melanated sisters who may have some kind of reverence for this sister to get some kind of conflation that their darker complexion is not good enough. So I think it's a conversation worth having, because, we got to start identifying, roots of self-hate and projections of self-hate. And we definitely got to reject it if it's something that we think is going to be detrimental to future generations. Everything we do have to be in the interest of protecting future generations of melanin people. So, we must talk about this sister and her transition. And I do think that she was gaslighting a little bit. Like, no, she may not be bleaching, but she's definitely using significantly lighter makeup. And again, we want to know why. She's worth 690 million and she's wearing that wig. She's wearing that wig. That's crazy. I mean, wow. I guess, let me think. If I were worth 690 million, I'd still be dressing like this. I mean, I do like being a bum. Sometimes. I clean up well. I do. But I am more of a loungy kind of person, but 690 million and you wearing that raggedy ass wig, that sounds like mental health issues to me. All right. The water in Europe is so polluted, 600 years of industrial waste. I'm sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. I haven't been in Europe in a long time. Shout out to, in Germany. I enjoyed my time in Germany. Shout out to our friends in Switzerland. I enjoyed Switzerland. Those Alps were beautiful. Where else have I been? I went to Paris. I didn't, or France. I didn't like Paris at all. I like the back country parts of France, and just talking to some of those people that, these legacies of families that had wine vineyards, right? That was more entertaining for me than actually hanging out in Paris. Um, yeah. Yeah, if you gonna wig, honey, you gotta wig right. That's all I'm saying. Like, especially when you're wearing a European style wig like Serena had on, and it looked like somebody just tumbled her in a pile of weeds, shook her a couple of times, and then put the motherfucker in a ponytail, and now she's all glamming on Instagram with her zaddy, and we're supposed to be in awe looking at just a hot ass mess. Just a hot ass mess. I didn't like Paris because the people weren't as nice as the people in Germany. The Germans were really nice. The people in they weren't really the backcountry French people were really nice, and I was actually shocked at that. But the people in Paris, I didn't really care for those folks, and I'm not saying all of them, just the ones that I interacted with. So maybe I'll give Paris another chance, right, and have a different experience. But I'm just not bougie enough for Paris, or at least the spots that my friends wanted to go to. I'm more like, this is why I like Germany, is because I had a blast at the Bavarian spots. And it was just a great time. Those people were really nice. And I was scared as hell going to Germany. No, I'm telling you, when I went to Germany, I was going there. I had a business trip. I was working in higher education at the time. And I had a friend that lived in Germany. So I was going to hang out with him and his family in Ulm. And I went to Frankfurt and Stuttgart. And it was so funny because my friend, I had met him in college. And so he takes me over to his grandmother's house. And it was just like, first of all, I was already scared to go to Germany because obviously, I'm American, I'm a Black American woman. And I bought into like a lot of the propaganda about the country and stuff, and just some of the bad press about Germany. So I was actually afraid to go to the country. And, as I hung out in Frankfurt, everybody was really nice, very engaging, and I got a little bit better. So I go to my friend's grandmother's house, and she was the sweetest little lady, right? Just very, very hospitable. So she says, "Come, I will knit you some socks. Come in the basement," right? So I go in her basement, right? It's like a sitting area, right? There's a couch, and there's a big swastika on the wall. And then there's a statue of a mannequin with a complete suited up in a Nazi outfit. And now I'm thinking about the movie Hostel. Like, this is some old bullshit. These people seem so nice. And here I am here. And we said, sit down, sit down. And I'm like, Alice Clark, Alice Clark. All right, so I'm sitting down on the couch and she's just knitting socks. Like everything is normal. And I'm looking at all this Nazi shit. And she goes, "My husband was a Nazi." Oh, all right. Story time, right? He didn't want to be a Nazi. He had no choice to be a Nazi. And I was like, I understand that, but why do we got all the Nazi shit? We got a whole mannequin with the outfit on. We got a big ass swastika in the back of your couch here. What is this about? This is like a mini Nazi museum here. It was a tripped out situation, but she was just knitting me socks and we were just talking, and they were some dope socks. They kept me warm for years before I had to get rid of them. But, that was my interesting Germany story. Like, you never judge a book by its cover, right? You could sit there with a lady knitting you socks as a swastika flag sits behind you and a mannequin is dressed up as a Nazi. And she said that he had all these things out there to help him remember. So he must have been a hell of a Nazi. Weird shit. Weird shit. All right. So you said your wife is German? Nice, nice, nice. Germans are good people. I mean, like I said, the people in South Germany were very, very nice. I really wanted to go to Cologne, and I think that's still kind of on my bucket list because that was one of the places they were like, I'm like, where are the black people at? Can you tell me where I can find some black people in Germany? And they were like, go to Hamburg and Cologne. So I think next time I go to Germany, I might hang out in Hamburg and Cologne because I didn't really see too many folks that looked like me in the areas that I was in. All right, but they were sweet as hell, though. They were sweet as hell. Those people were so hospitable and sweet, and that's why I'm not racist, right? Because it's like when you go out and you experience the world, right? You realize that a lot of times we have been conditioned to fear each other. We have been conditioned to go certain places, and mind you, there are certain places that you really shouldn't go because they are that dangerous, right? There's a YouTuber right now who where is he in the Philippines? Kidnapped. You know what I mean? You got to be careful these days traveling, but I had a good time. I really had a good time. I'd like to go to Moscow one day too. I think Russia is on my bucket list. I've heard that black people don't go to Russia. They don't like us there at Russia, but then I hear black people say they had a great time and Moscow was very beautiful. So, you know, let's see what happens with the world, because I mean, it would be nice, to visit some of these countries. Turkey is another place I would love to visit as well. Um, if you listen to how Jews treated German families during the Great Depression, I don't know that particular history. That's something that I would have to look into. I know that after the war, Germany got bombed into submission. Like what they coordinated against Germany was disgusting. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. And like the people of Germany, they weren't attacking the military. They were attacking the people. So that was pretty disgusting. And the Western powers will have to have that blood on their hands just as much as Hitler had the Jews' blood on his hands. Hitler was half Jewish from Austria and had a complex, sadly. I heard that, but then some people said that that wasn't true, that he was not part Jewish. And I guess that's like, I mean, I think so many people, when you think about complex errors and self-hating type of people, it's possible. Okay, Kevin, whatever your last name is, he said he's not half Jewish. So some people think he was, some people think he wasn't, right? One thing I know about Hitler is he's probably dead right now. So that's one less wicked person in the world. Hallelujah. Yep. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to do this quick live stream. It wasn't quick, but I don't want to go a whole hour. But you said you're so glad that your parents raised you to love. Most people, I mean, honestly, my parents raised me to love and respect people. Mind your business. Don't go out of your way. Just disrespecting anybody. Be fair. Don't specialize in screwing other people over. And a lot of it is, if you understand what God's righteous standards are and you just live by those, you're going to be a decent person no matter what. Is when you start having a Nicolaitan type of mindset, which is a person or a satanic mindset. The Nicolaitan or Balaam mindset is that I can play at the table of God and also play at the table of the demons. And you see a lot of the prosperity mega church type folks, those are Nicolaitans. And I would encourage believers to stay away from those mindset. You should not be an overt money worshiper, which is what prosperity doctrine people are. So love your neighbor as yourself. If you would not disrespect or abuse yourself, do not disrespect or abuse your neighbor. And just remember, God's people keep Sabbath. Observe the seventh day of rest. Do it unapologetically, okay? If you are in covenant, do not neglect the Sabbath day. So Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, you should be doing nothing but getting your peace, rejuvenating your body, talking to your God, giving praise and thanks to Him, and nothing more. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.